I believe that the crypto market is about to hit the craziest phase it has ever seen. And there realistically are a few coins that I think have top tier potential for this part of the crypto cycle that will obviously become less desirable as the market progresses, but as it currently stands, I think really are just the crème de la crème. And that basically stems from the fact that I believe every crypto bull run has a similar sort of run to it, similar sort of vibe, similar sort of structure. Bitcoin goes for a crazy run first, then Ethereum, then some of the main alts, and it progresses to smaller and smaller coins. There are a few outliers. Every single season has a specific topic. There was a DeFi season, there was a utility run, there's a meme coin season, matter of fact, and I think that stands besides the coins I just mentioned. But today, I want to quickly talk about my main plays for this season, my main plays in terms of coins I'm buying right now, which again, are not necessarily the coins that will make me most amount of gains over the entire period, but I just think are the best risk reward plays at this moment. And so if we're taking a look, I think it's easiest just to look at my main investment strategies right now, my main bots, and then go from there talking about different strategies I've got. Because as it currently stands, for example, the main things I've got running are an XRP bot. As you can see, I've got about a $250,000 XRP bot running. It's up about $54,000 right now, sure. But the main reason I find it so exciting is because I believe that XRP, out of the top tier coins, so only the top of the top, has been, first of all, most volatile, if you take away some of the craziness of ETH recently, but overall, most volatile, but also has most gain potential out of every single one of these. That's also the main reason I also have got myself a nice $1 million long open over on 𝗂𝘁. Can we see it? Here we go, $1 million-ish that we got open going for this. It's only $150,000, only, it's relative, $150,000 in the profit, but hey, I'm still pretty excited for what XRP has to bring to us, hopefully in the near future. And again, I'm taking advantage of this on every single exchange. We also have ourselves some juicy positions over on Bybit on a few accounts. I just opened a new 𝗬𝗂𝗃 position for XRP as well. But primarily, I'm trying to build out this bot. And earlier today in my video, I also showed you that I was basically going to be buying, if we can quickly find it here, more XRP related bots as well. And how this works, if you're wondering, is instead of buying it in dollar terms, I'm trying to stack XRP. So this basically means I put almost 9,000 XRP in. It's up roughly 800 XRP. And yes, we're down 2,000 XRP officially as the price is down from where we started at, but the grid profits it's already cashing out. This is just because the price is down. If the price comes back to the break even, we'll have made all this XRP in the meantime, which is why I think this is one of the most powerful strategies. But out of all of them, XRP is really, right now, my number one. That brings me to point number two. It was a hard choice between Bitcoin and ETH. The thing is, I kind of think that Bitcoin's main prospects, like of starting the rally, have already faded, as it already saw a pretty ridiculous all-time high. On the contrary, on the side, you have to understand that the reason I still stack Bitcoin, the reason I still stack more Bitcoin positions is longevity. I think that out of all the coins in existence, the one that has the highest likelihood of being there for forever, basically, is Bitcoin. The only problem is, I don't think you're going to make most of your gains with it, but that's the thing. It's the same for basically the S&P. I still think that more of the assets on the down part of the 500, let's call it, will make you more or most of the money, which has not always been true, by the way. Even now for Bitcoin and the cryptos, you can say that out of all the altcoins, Bitcoin could have been one of the best ones to buy because it's up, let's say, 70% from its previous all-time high, whereas a lot of other coins are actually not even above it, or just slightly below it or slightly above. So Bitcoin has done really well historically. But again, that's a timing thing. I think with the same with the S&P, most of the coins in the lower tiers will actually make you more money in a good part of the cycle. But overall, your safer just assets in that sense are towards the top, are the ones that everybody is going for. They're at the top for a pretty freaking good reason. They don't have to stay there, but it does make sense, specifically with Bitcoin being about 60% of the entire market. So logically as well, Bitcoin representing 60% of the entire market, it just makes sense for me to at least have some sort of positions open. Again, it's the same size as my XRP bot right here. Coin-wise, it's a little bit less large in terms of different trades. On 𝗂𝘁, we've got ourselves a $340,000 Bitcoin bot at 15x. So actually my highest leverage bot over on here, which is quite interesting. But that's fine because it's Bitcoin, right? What I mean with that is It's really not that hard to manage the volatility on BTC. Some people have asked, hey, why don't you have a liquidation price? It's because I've got more money in my account still to manage the risk. And I've actually got even more money in my account so that most of these will not get wrecked even on a sharp downturn. The thing is, though, I don't have $1.5 million or actually $2 million in my account. And we've got about $2 million worth of trades. So if the market all of a sudden decided to take a massive hit, it went down 50%, for example, I'd still have to deposit a significant amount more money because you can see, we can't survive that, right? If the market all of a sudden goes down, all this profit will fade. And also, all of a sudden, I'll be down $1 million. But when the market's good, it looks fun, it looks juicy and all. And people think, oh, that's amazing, right? You can't get wrecked. I can. It's just not on a small move that I can because I've got enough to cover one of these, but not all. That's the thing. I will say, however, if you also want to trade along with what I'm doing here, everything can be copied. Every single one of my bots, every single one of my trades, I always talk about in these videos. So you might right now think, oh, damn, boy, I wish I was there. Every single one of the positions you're seeing right here, I've talked about in a video or a stream or something of this sort when I open them. Similarly with these right here, I've just been stacking the last couple of days. Right now you're seeing a loss, but fun fact, this XRP position that's right now up 150,000 was also down $100,000 before. It's because I've got patience and overall, we have a pretty good long-term strategy that it works out. But I also say that right now I've also been I've been maintaining a sheet where I open every single one of my bots with exactly how much money I put inside of them. And I've got an FAQ that I'm building out, just all the questions, little link to the competition we got going on. I'm just trying to share as much as possible also about my 10K to $1 million challenge, the newest buys that I'm placing. I'm trying to do everything. Besides that, I also have a Discord. So if you're wondering, Discord, link is down below. If you're joining, make sure you turn on this show all channels button. And on the left, you can find different sort of topics like all my bot topics or our analyst sharing all his recent trades and updates. Soon, I'll be doing live streams every single day talking about our scalps because there's so many interesting things to share, but we'll have to wait for that for a little bit more. Getting back at topic though. So a couple of my other coins that I've noticed are the largest are Ethereum right now. So as you can see, we've got a $150,000 Ethereum bot here. And the funny thing is, I have to keep stacking this. But recently, instead of only stacking USD, making me money on Ethereum's volatility, right? Because you can see we've made some good money on the volatility alone. I've actually also been trying to stack the Ethereum bot in terms of coins. So as you can see right here, we get about 6.5 ETH times 5. So roughly, let's just call it 30 ETH or so, which still actually is pretty good money when you start breaking it down. $30,000 times 5, still $150,000 bot here as well. So right now we've got ourselves $300,000 worth of Ethereum in the bots. Plus we get ourselves a nice little, let's see, about $400,000 trade over on here. We've got some normal ETH. We are building a new, hopefully soon, $1 million ETH long over on 𝗬𝗂X as well. And the nice thing about 𝗬𝗂X is right now they're giving everybody a 10K free trade. Might sound crazy, but check the link down below where it says 𝗬𝗂X free position. There's probably some, here you go, this one. And you'll see exactly what it's all about. Just a pretty cool deal they've got going on right now where people who open an ETH long can actually get themselves some nice bonus on top of it. I just recommend you to use the link down below, check it out, as it's basically a 100% position airdrop boost, meaning if you just sign up and you verify your account, you already get between $10 and $100. But the more you do, for example, the more you trade or deposit, the more you actually get for free as well, upwards of $10,000 worth of a free position at 20x. So pretty huge, and they're losing money on this for sure. But I guess it's because they want new users. They want new people to sign up, so they're losing money on that for a little bit. They've done their maths. It's with all these platforms. They know what they can lose, so don't worry about that part too much. Regardless, Ethereum right now has not done anything in the past couple of days. But I think out of every single one of the coins, it's the one where most people have confidence that the moment it breaks its close barrier of 5K, that it basically will ignite a run for every single other coin. I've just been stacking it up because I think it's quite oversold here. People are not bullish enough, nearly bullish enough for the fact that we didn't even break 5K. We barely just hit an all-time high. And I kind of feel it is similar to Bitcoin going to that 110, 111, 112, 113, all those fake ass little all-time highs. That's kind of what we saw for ETH. I do not think this is the end of the cycle high. I think we're going to go so much higher, at least $10,000 in ETH, or let's just say 9.5 in case we get just slightly below 10K, right? But I think we're going to hit that 10K mark, basically. It's just a waiting game. Right now, the last few days, we've done nothing. Literally the last week, Ethereum has been trading within like a $200 range, not doing anything except for 2 days ago. It had a little bit of volatility. For the most part, I'm just thinking this is the easiest moment for me, at least, to be stacking up my coins. And fun fact, I've got a lot of stuff to talk about here, but there's actually also a competition going on right now. If you're making these bots, you're entering automatically by using the link down below competition where you can win upwards of $1,000, $5,000 in total just by signing up. There's no minimum, I think $100 minimum for making at least one bot, but that's about it. There's no crazy high things or whatever. It's right now, pretty easy to win, right? Pretty easy to at least get in the top 10, claim yourself $100 because the maximum somebody made is $20 or minimum, I should say. Which brings me to minimums. I've also got a few smaller bots. We've got 𝗬𝗓 in here, 2,500 𝗬𝗓, so nothing really too fancy right here. Only a $40,000, $50,000 bot, something like that. But the reason is, I think 𝗬𝗓 is one of those coins which slowly but surely just grinds towards the top. And I realized it's actually quite smart of me to get some sort of coin bot here to get me more 𝗬𝗓, as 𝗬𝗓 has been extremely volatile, and in just about 4 days it's already traded 800 rounds, meaning it already bought and sold 800 times, the automatic bot right here, which is actually pretty huge. I didn't expect it to do it that much. Similarly, we've got 𝗓𝗓. I've been stacking this one, but we haven't actually gone too crazy on it yet. But the main reason I didn't want is because I opened it up, and in the past 50 days it already cashed out 20%, right? And the problem is, if I add to it now, it's going to become less of a percent, but the amount of 𝗓𝗓 will be crazier. But the thing is just, I was so surprised that 𝗓𝗓, even though it looks like 𝗓𝗓 didn't do much at all, it's been one of the most successful coins out there. It's really, really crazy. And that brings me back to thinking, which coins? They all fall in the same ballpark. XRP, ETH, Solana, Bitcoin, they're all coins that I don't mind stacking in these times. And fun fact, take a look at this. We bought Solana at 188, right? We started this bot. We're up 1.6 on the 6.5 Solana from just the bot gridding out profits. Also up 0.75. So we on the 6.5 Sol are up 2.3 Sol. And the nice thing about this is I'm stacking coins, not dollars, right? So I'm getting more coins, more and more and more coins. And to me, that's the most beautiful part of it all, that I'm, in dollar terms in that sense, up even more, right? Because we're only up 35% in coins, but because the coins are also up, we're up 51% in just 50 days on this bot. It's absolutely huge when you start thinking about it. And so I've just really been in this mindset of stacking as many coins as possible because I think the market's going to hit so freaking hard here. I'm in that mindset. And these are some of my main ass coins right now. My main coins, my main stack. I mean, if I'm looking through 𝗓𝗓, I've also been adding a lot. And the main reason being, I just don't want to be left behind when a utility season of sorts does hit. Usually XRP, XLM, 𝗓𝗓, they all go for some similar sort of rally. XLM I've not been buying much of lately though. This buy you can see was about 120 days ago. It's still a $50,000 bot, sure, but it was really, really volatile, really crazy at one point. I would not stack it as much. Relatively, I think XRP has a better risk reward because usually XRP goes crazy and XLM follows and then sometimes outperforms, but usually it's worth it to just stack XRP then and either switch it up for XLM when the market is good or just try your luck with either one of them, and I chose XRP. 𝗓𝗓 is slightly different though. A few of the times recently, 𝗓𝗓 has actually taken the lead and saw massive gains before XRP, which is why this time around I'm trying my luck a little bit more than previous times, but also I just had about, let's say, $40,000 worth of 𝗓𝗓 laying around somewhere. I decided to, I think it was less. Let's just say a certain amount of 𝗓𝗓 laying around somewhere. I decided to sell that off and I wanted to just quickly buy it in the bot form. Why? Well, because that way it's making me dollars while just waiting. Otherwise, and you can see here, right? It's maybe about $10 a day. Now, you might not think that's anything, but realize that these were the most nothing times we've ever seen. We're not seeing any volatility at all. And I want to stack up more and more 𝗓𝗓 over time. I don't think there's any coin margin to 𝗓𝗓 bots here to stack up more coins, but regardless, a 50% yield, even though the times are not volatile at all, is still significantly better than what I would have gotten by just holding 𝗓𝗓 in my pockets, right? So that's why I've been trying to do this more and more and more. These are my main coins right now. These are my main things. I'm also doing the 10K to $1 million challenge in XRP. We've gone from 10K to about $42,000 right now. But again, I think perhaps at the end of the year, this could be at a couple, I mean, depends on how good XRP does, right? If XRP actually goes to like $4 something, this will easily be at about $200,000 within a few weeks. But it depends. If XRP stays around these prices, it'll really slowly but surely grid out. Because you can see over the past couple of weeks, I've not done anything. If we're taking a look at the history of it, the last time I've changed this was the beginning of let's see right here. No, this is all funding. So withdraw. No, let's do besides that here. Balance. So the last time I changed it was the 26th of July. You can't see it perfectly, but it's the 26th of July. So if by that point, right? So right now we've been waiting about 1 month and let's say 2 weeks. It's actually already been able to cash out about $4,000. It's pretty crazy when you start breaking it down. Because even though it's a huge investment, sure, it's a $200,000 bot. For the fact that even though the market has only been red right? Because XRP has only been going down. It was still able to cash out $4,000 since the 26th of July, so a month, not even a month and a half. That's pretty crazy to me. So that's also just in the background, working, grinding it up. Especially if the market gets hot again, this will be really, really easy to stack this up. But those are my main coins right now that I'm holding. Those are the main coins I'm excited about. Sure, I've been buying a few different ones left and right. And I made a video recently here. Let me quickly show you. On, like I said before, why I'm buying. Quickly here. Ethena, why I think Ethena is a really huge play, and why I think Pump Fund is a pretty huge play. Both of these have some very logical reasons for being bought. And that's the thing. Whenever I think there are coins with certain advantages, I try to make now a little update post over in Discord. I'm really trying to make that a thing where everybody can look at and hopefully get some valuable information from. It's not as deep in the sense that I didn't really explain why I'm buying them. As you can see here, for example, today I added some XRP, ETH, and Doge, but then I linked the video explaining why I'm buying them or why I'm adding to them. I try to link it every single time. You guys can't see it, but there you go at the bottom. I'm going to try link it every single time. So hopefully I make a good log and people can look back at it afterwards and realize, hey, why did he buy it at that point? Why change it? Why change it? And that's what you'll see. Over the next few weeks to months, I'll probably sell a lot of the positions I'm building right now or not add to them. Because that's the thing. There's different strategies I've got for perpetually that I want to have open forever, like some of these main bots, and there's bull run strategies. Previously, I made a big distinction. For example, if I scroll through, there's probably one bull run bot in there. Let me quickly try and find it. Here we go. So for example, I had a specific Solana bull run bot. The main reason I didn't go through with that is because I realized a lot of people will not be able to make the distinction between only something for the bull run and one forever. So I decided to just focus on whatever is easiest for people to follow along with. But that's the thing. I also, if I was doing it on my own, almost any position, I'd always go for like around the 10x leverage, unless you're going for smaller coins, but about 10x even for the bots. But it's something you're going to have to manage more hard, right? It's not full 10x leverage on the account, but on almost any position is what I'd go for, to have some free margin, play around with it, and only use it in times that you need it. And it's not because of all the intermediary strategies. It's mostly just because the funding relatively is not so much for the amount of freedom the capital can give you at that point, because that's really the thing. A realistic leverage should, I don't think, be above 10. But even if you're doing 40, 50, if it's crossed, that's completely fine if you want to keep your capital free in your account and you just want to take a lot of advantage of a very small minor move in the charts. I definitely understand that. I mean, if you want to be in the top gainers, you want to be in the top percentage, just using 3x leverage like I do for a lot of these bots is not going to cut it. But that's the thing. When I showcase it here, I'm trying to showcase the easiest, simple to manage strategies that will last you throughout time. With the main part being, or I guess a big part of the goal being here, if I scroll through, to have them stack up so much in grid profits. Take a look. Right, over the past 140 days, it stack up 54%, that you don't have to ever touch it again because it can never wreck itself anymore. It can never get liquidated. So I can keep this open forever, and it will always perpetually just keep trading, keep making more money as XRP just stays volatile. These are volatility bots, right? The thing is, to get there, sometimes can be kind of hard mentally. But if you have higher leverage, even though you will get there faster, it's also more mentally draining. So that's why I try to find a little balance in there. My original Solana bot was 3x, and then I made a bull run bot with different parameters and slightly higher leverage. And I was trying to do that for every single coin, just have 10x across the board. But I realized if most people watch that, they will like the 10x more every single time. But I also want to prepare people to say, this bull run will be so crazy, you don't need to over leverage. Will it make you more money if things are good? Yes. Would I personally do it? Yes, I'd probably never go below 10x leverage ever. Except for if I were to basically keep stables. I always say, if you want to keep stables, think about your APR. Think about your rate that you're going to get per year return on it. If you can find 16%, if you're a good DeFi specialist, you can get maybe even 24%. Maybe right now, not so much. But anyway, you can. Okay, could be logical. Then again, I always think about it from the angle of, is this altcoin, is this strategy, is it going to do better than a 3x Ethereum long? If not, which is why I proved my point. The main reason, if you want to wondering, why did I open a 400,000-ish ETH long here with 3x? The only reason I did that is because I told you, I basically think if I close my eyes right now at any point and buy ETH at 3x leverage, it will make me money over this season. And I said, you know what? If I have money left, I'll just keep buying more ETH at a 3x long in my 3x position, and you'll see how well it does. I kind of quit halfway through because the market went up so much all of a sudden already. Because you can see, we only put in 120,000 and we're up 80,000. So I'm like, But it proved my point of I said XRP, ETH, XRP as well, but I wouldn't say the same. But let's say ETH, Hype, Bitcoin at 3x, I think is such easy plays. The problem is, the moment it happens, like right now, if I had done this 10x, right, you can understand it would be a $1.2 million trade. Right now, it's only 400,000. It's good, sure, but it could have been 3 and a bit times better, right? So instead of being up 80,000, we could be up almost a quarter, or we could be up more than $250,000. Now, that would have been a lot nicer, right, relatively. And so you always think it's a waste, but that's when things go well. It's always balancing out the risk. These coins that I've mentioned, though, they're at this point of the season, I think some of the best ones and some of the easiest ones to follow, some of the least headache you'll have. And that's, again, another factor. You got to weigh off headache versus gains. Headache versus gains. If you want a lot of gains, you're also probably going to have a lot of headache if the market doesn't move exactly as you expect it to be. But the thing is, in this type of market, I always see opportunity as the greater thing, meaning I prefer to take that risk and be a bit stressed if the market does turn against me than not try my luck at all, which is why you see me going a little bit crazier on the account size as well. You can see right now in terms of these bots, we've got about, let's just say, so we got 250, let's say 300, 370. So let's say we got 370 times 5. So almost $2 million in these bots sitting around. I think it's about that, 370, 360. Something like that. Let's just say we got about $1.8 million in these bots laying around. It's quite a lot of money, right? When you start breaking it down, if the market all of a sudden drops by like 50, 60, 70%. But if it doesn't, think about it. If we double from here, we're also up a few $1 million on only, let's say, or only $300,000, $400,000. So we can be up millions if the market just doubles from here, while the downside is, theoretically speaking, quite limited because I don't see the market getting such a massive crash going anymore. So from risk reward perspective, I think this is some good times to go a bit crazy. Regret will come later. As long as you can't get fully wrecked and you have a good basis for yourself, which you'll build over time, these are the times to shine. These are the times to grind it out and go a bit crazy, because why not? And especially with these strategies I've got here, I think they're pretty easy to follow. And if you don't think so, let me know in the freaking chat, right? I've seen people now come in. I'm loving this, by the way. People are coming in, exchanging their stories, exchanging their strategies. This is exactly what I wanted for the Discord. For people to come on in and hopefully give themselves a little bit of a boost in terms of their confidence or their, I guess, analytical skills about it. Because if you can discuss or explain your bots better, why you're doing certain choices, why you're doing this, or why you might not want to do this, I think you'll also have more success. But it's still one of the best methods I've ever found, which is why I'm pushing it so hard. Because I can't understand that I didn't see it before. It's so much better than any other strategy I've found. Links are down below, though. Check them out. There's also a competition going on right now, giving away $5,000. Check it out. That's better for this little crypto update on my top coins, the ones I'm buying the most, the ones I'm grinding out the most. And I really want to buy at least, like I told you all, $50,000 every single day right now because it is worth stacking up on. Maybe I'll regret it for a bit, but I know that over time I won't. I've been here for 10 years, grinding it out every single day, and thus far, we've never been wrong. So let's hope today is not that day. Then again, not financial advisor. This is just my thoughts. That's about it.